99.5 FM. Looking forward.
April 5th, the first full week of the new month, new quarter, second quarter. The year is racing by. It's the week of the fourth anniversary of Kaieteur Radio, which is why I'm back here for this week alone for until another month or so. Welcome to the National Outlook on Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 and 99.5 FM. I'm GHK Lall. On Monday, we talked about elections and the contributions of this radio. Yesterday, Tuesday, we spoke about oil and how much it can mean for us and how much this radio station has been prioritizing where we need to go and what we need to do. Today, I want to talk about another thing that Kaieteur Radio has made its mission. Its mission, the people on the programs that talk, whether for 5 minutes like me or for hours like Mr. Lall, corruption. Corruption is a cancer. Corruption is a sickness of great proportions. Corruption is AIDS. Corruption is cardiac disease. Corruption is a chronic disease. It's all of them in one. And we have got corruption all over this country at every layer, in almost every office. We've had it in the old PNC government, and I'm talking about the one from a couple of years ago. We're not going back to the last century. We've had it more than we've ever had in this PPP government. Make no mistake about it. All those billions for infrastructure, wonderful things, but that's where that's the cover for the money to be stolen. That's where the big money is and the big stealing is. Corruption, contracts, work done halfway, work where the billing for the work, the contracts are blown up. What costs $1 million ends up costing $3 million, or that's how it starts out with. Then there are things called cost overruns. Then it's who has to get his piece, whether it's the politician, whether it's the engineer, whether it's the road worker, the big guys, not the little ones, whether it's the contractor, and on and on and on. Corruption is killing us. Corruption is maiming us. Corruption is castrating us. It takes away our guts. It takes away the breath that we breathe. And so when I hear the government saying we are doing this and we are doing that, on the one hand I'm saying, yes, that's a lovely thing. On the other hand, I'm saying it's another billion from which $200-300 million would be gone. And you're sitting out there and you're listening to me, you're saying, that's a whole lot of money. What are they going to do with all of that? Here's this. They find things to do about it. They live high whilst they're telling you about jobs and look what we are doing for you with a bridge and a school and a hospital. Look how much those things cost and look what we are getting in return. Look at how much we are doing for hospitals. And we've spent almost $1 billion in the past couple of years. And can we get any medicine on demand? Can we get facilities that are working, when it's CT scans or X-ray machines? Too often we hear about that. I know somebody who is very, very close to me who had to get a surgery done recently, and it cost six figures. And now it maybe was on a cheap side. So they had a private hospital, you're talking six figures. How many people are able to access that or put their arms around that? And yet we've spent $1 billion. That's a lot of money in Guyana dollars. And our people are still unable to have the kind of health care that they should, the kind of educational standards that we should. Other than high flyers, other than big speeches, that's where we are. Corruption has been one of the things that is kept center stage with the spotlight shone on it, and politicians don't like that. The PNC didn't like that. The PPP certainly doesn't like that. But the journey continues. We've got to talk about it. We've got to talk about clean governance. And clean governance is not about speeches. It's about that, and then it's about the work that follows with it. I'm GHK Lall on Kaieteur Radio 99.1, 99.5 FM. You were listening to the National Outlook.
Kaieteur Radio.
Covering